Alright, Gary, your mic is on here in about 2 seconds. Slide this up the screen. How's it look on the stream? Everything look okay? Why is it zoomed in like it is again? Christ. The hell?
Yep, screen looks great.
Well, other than the graphics are so huge it ain't funny right now. I'm trying to get to that to fix that. Alright. I'm pretty sure everybody can hear me. Of course. Hello, stream. Let's go live. Shall we? Let's hit the old button right about now.
And all the wait is over. The nerves are taking their toll. Let go of fear you're holding. The fire smoldering, it's starting all over again. I got a feeling that I ought to know it.
Belle Isle, Detroit. Here we are, race number 2 of the TI Racing Grublets on Ice IndyCar Series. We get ready to go rocking on the second straight street course on the circuit. I am the captain, Chris Scallon, with you, of course, alongside of me. And, well, I'm trying to get through all the little things right now. But he's here, and he's the big thing. He's the next big thing. Shall we call him the next Brock Lesnar? Gary Gotzo joining us tonight on the stream. Gary, we got the issues through the first race fixed. You're going to be talking as I fix the issues of the second race. But we go to Detroit tonight, and last year this race was a wild one. And we get to do it again tonight for a second straight season.
Well, I wish I could do the F5 like Brock Lesnar, but we got a little bit of the same. We're gonna have a street-style road course with the concrete canyons. Hopefully, we can avoid the jinx again and not get a yellow on the opening lap. But we're looking at pretty much the same 3 fastest at the top of at the standings again, with O'Connor, Kerstetter, and Morris once again up at the top. So I think you're going to probably see a little bit of if you're going to stay with the wrestling theme, we're going to see a handicap match where we got the guys from TI Racing going against a lone Kerstetter. But also up in the booth, if you're still setting up stuff, I guess we could do the interview with our sponsor.
I mean, if you want to pull the Gary Gerald here and talk to our sponsor, Mr. Raceverse himself, Matt Houston, feel free to. This will allow me to work on some settings. But Matt Houston is the guest tonight. Of course, this is the Raceverse Indy Detroit, or as it's spelled on the schedule, thanks to our owner Chris Lewis, Detroit.
Yeah, it's the Debt Riot here, so thanks for having me, guys.
Well, thanks for being here, and thanks for, well, obviously you're going to race in the series anyways, but thanks for definitely putting out the money to sponsor this. What is you and your team's plan for this event? Because you guys are right there in the middle of this points championship.
Yeah, so I guess I should talk a little bit about Raceverse. So Raceverse is 2 things. Raceverse is a broadcasting for IndyCar and open wheel style racing, but then we have the team, like you just said, Gary. And we run in a couple leagues, TI Racing here and Velocity Online Racing League, as well as a couple other ones as well. Strategy here tonight is going to be survival. So we've got kind of 2 different strategies playing out here. You see one of us near the front of the field, and then 2 of us are opting to start near the back.
So how's the success been with Raceverse as a broadcasting service been since you started it?
It's been great, and it's it basically, I didn't have a team before there was Raceverse broadcasting, and It's created an avenue where I have a sponsor and I want to, build a team around that sponsor and promote that team so that we get more broadcasting gigs.
So Matt, I
The
do want
stuff
to.
that you've got a chance to broadcast. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry, I
Chris.
didn't mean to step on you there. But no, Matt, to talk a little bit just about the history of Raceverse and then talk about what made you want to get yourself into broadcasting. Because, I mean, you and I are pretty much here doing the same thing. You're more focused, though, with the road racing type when it comes to IMSA cars, but open wheel cars and things like that. What inspired you to do that?
Well, I used to have a background in like YouTube. I had a YouTube channel that had over 10,000 subscribers for gaming. It was a Paradox Grand Strategy channel is what it was. And so I brought that over to iRacing.
That is awesome. And if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how can we do so?
Yeah, so that would be the Raceverse Twitter, or just go to raceverse.com. That's RACEVERSE.com. So check us out there.
And then also, when's the next time we're going to hear Matt Houston's awesome voice on the air?
Okay, so Tuesday Night Thunder starts tomorrow night. This is a PM18. That's like what the Pro Mazdas used to be, what they were called. The Oval Only series starting tomorrow night. Wednesday, we have the Schaefer's Cup. That's the Reddit IndyCar League.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday, we have a BMW Sports Car League that we're doing. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the moment.
And what is the website? Because you know what, I'm going to put that down at the bottom, like the YouTube page and stuff like that. That if we want to go watch some of Raceverse's action, how can we do so?
Yeah, it would be just go to raceverse.com. That has a link to the YouTube channel, and that's where we have all of our races at.
Yeah, check out our coverage of the California 500. That was a great show.
Did you broadcast that, Gary?
It was.
How did I know
did
right off the
that one,
bat that he did that? How did I know?
Well, the race is about to start for us, it looks like, guys. So thanks for you guys broadcasting it, and maybe we'll see you in the booth later.
Absolutely. Get a top three, and I'm just looking where. Oh, Benson. Yeah, there's Caleb up there, P4. So you might get somebody there for you.
That's right. Okay, we'll talk to you guys
Absolutely.
later.
Thanks. Good luck.
There you go, Matt Houston joining us. I appreciate Gary helping me out there. I got the bug fixed. As soon as I saw what happened, I knew what I had to do, because this happened to me earlier this week in a broadcast, and I figured out after the race when it was all over with what I had to do to fix it. And, of course, the logo's on there wrong, but I got to fix all that. So with that said, though, yeah, qualifying is about to be wrapped up here, and unfortunately you didn't get to see much of it because we were working on things. But Eric O'Connor, the rookie there in the 74, don't mind the strangely muscular, looks like they're in suits, pit crew members of the 31 of Julian Altena, I believe that is. Yeah, that's an interesting looking pit crew there. But the 74 there is going to be the pole sitter here as we get through it. But hey, let's talk your expectations, because one thing we heard a lot off the air tonight was that we could see something interesting in turn one.
I think just the nature of the concrete canyons just make that turn one like threading a needle, especially when you have, in this particular case, 20 eager cars wanting all to get to the same spot at the exact same time. So you might see some people taking some interesting starts here. You can, in iRacing, if you want, you could, hey, I want an EOL, I want to go to the back. Okay, so you start all the way at the back on the track. That still puts you in motion with the rest of the cars, and you can get caught up in the accordion effect. Also, in iRacing, you could do something very simply called starting from the pits, where you need to wait for everybody to take the green before you could finally leave your pit stall and go. That's something Matt Houston did last week, and he avoided that whole hairpin calamity that was coming to the green flag last week. Saved him a bunch of headache.
Which I do want to, speaking of headaches, I'm just getting rid of one right now, but speaking of headaches, last week obviously was a headache for me. For the second straight year, I think the season opener, I had issues. Now, granted, for 34 years, I've had issues, but, needless to say, those issues have been fixed. I want to send a shout out to Ed Kerstetter, who is here tonight. Also, Isaac Morris. Those couple guys reached out to me the next day. One, they picked me up because I was feeling terrible, about like I am right now, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother topic. I feel good race-wise. But to get those issues fixed here. And to be here tonight for this Raceverse Indy Detroit. You see the information on the track, 70 degrees, 53 laps tonight, 55% humidity. It's a 2.3-mile street course, basically designed and brought back by Roger Penske, the captain himself. He's the true captain, not me. But looking forward to this here tonight. Now, throughout the race, I didn't get a chance to show the standings or anything like that. As I just mentioned, I literally got home a few minutes ago. A little late night at work, but throughout the race I will get the points loaded, and we'll be able to show that off to you and let you see the point standings going into the race here tonight, and so on and so forth. So we will get that here for you throughout, but
maybe we'll be able to get to our little special announcement about the
yeah,
the triple.
we were waiting to do that last week too, but again, things got in my way. But one thing we are going to try here, Gary, and I'm just waiting for making sure everything is smooth here. Cars are not rolling yet, and this is actually going to be more behind the scenes if this works out for me. So we're going to try it out. It's just straight.
Well, if you want, I could start the starting.
Oh
grid
no,
here
this
for you if you like.
will easily work out here in a second. I'm just going to go ahead and
All right.
We can do the starting grid together though, as you see on the pole. Eric O'Connor, the Indiana driver, going to start on the pole alongside the man who got his first win last week. He was fastest in the final practice yesterday. Ed Kerstetter, Isaac Morris, Caleb Bensey, Cohen Evans, Alex Van Desant, Shane Coogan, Craig Forsyth. I just realized they're coming to the green pretty quickly. Tom Carpenter, Justin Miller, Julian Altena, and Tyler Coogan going to be the top 12 on the grid. And the rest of the guys there, Jim Herrick, Dan Marrera, as we're going to go to the green. So here we go, green flag from Detroit. Let's see if they make turn one.
Yeah, there they go. We got both the TI cars make it into turn one. Just as I figured they were going to team up on Kerstetter, and they are looking now to start breaking away.
Julian Altena started on pit road, and he did not have the same luck as Matt Houston as they come down the straightaway here, down to turn three, which is a sharp 90-degree right-hander.
Well, you still have a couple of tight turns to go that can still bottleneck, so his strategy is still pretty sound, but if everyone makes it through this first lap clean, he's going to be starting from the rear and kind of at a disadvantage, but we'll see.
Now you see the two TI guys, they started on the reds tonight, and one good thing about the telemetry that I used, they did an update recently. They now show me push to pass, and they show me what tires they are on. So I'll be able to kind of tell you tonight how much push to pass is being used and so on and so forth tonight. So as they go through turn 5 heading towards the fountain for the first time.
Yeah, popping them curves. Oh! Eric actually got a little bit of a spark to come off the wall there as he was coming through that set of turns.
Actually already out of the fountain. They've already completed lap number 1, 6/10 of a second. O'Connor with the lead. What was that? O'Connor, Kerstetter there. Everybody sort of spreading out. There's Alex Van Desant and Shane Coogan there, that 29, the RIL car. Oh, and Alex spins it. Right over here in the turn 4 section. Does not hit the wall, but Alex Van Desant, who has had a rough start to his season.
That'll be a local yellow.
Local yellow right now, but he's got to wait for everybody to come by and then spin her around without, nice tail whip there without hitting the wall. But Alex Van Desant for the second straight, oh, and now he spins the tires and damages the right front. And now the right front magically reappears, but I think it's broken. So for the second straight race, Alex Van Desant has had a, and pardon this, you're going to see something on the screen here.
I got to tell you, Alex, Alex has been kind of snake bit the last couple of weeks. I've been in a couple of races with him as well, and just wrong place, wrong time, having to start from the rear of the field. It's just little things are kind of snake bitten him as of late, and you know how it goes with racing. When you get in a slump, that slump sometimes is tough to get out of.
Yeah, and basically that has hurt him badly. And you go back to last week as the 12th car down pit road here. Is this a penalty for O'Connor? You know what?
Thank you.
Do have the I turn that on in my ears. I actually have it set up now to where you can now hear, or I can hear, I should say, the chat going on without going over the air. So I'll be able to hear now what is going on. Cooperate with me. I'm not sure if he got a black flag or something.
Yeah, we'll follow up on that.
Now, it says the 12, but you have to forgive me. The timing is what I'm working on right now. That's why you're seeing things pop up on my screen and go different places and stuff here. So, anyways, we complete lap number 3 already. Isaac Morris right here behind the leader, Eric O'Connor. That's Joe Fierro in the 12. Oh, so okay. For some reason it popped the Fierro, and I saw a TI racing car, and I'm like, wait a minute, somebody in the 12 up front?
Yeah, it's one of the dangers you get when you have all your drivers in the same livery.
Yeah,
You'd like
full
to maybe
broadcaster.
put some additional markings on there so you know the difference between everybody, but that's not always the case, and sometimes you have to rely on the timing and scoring to tell you what's going on. But O'Connor purple with the 1:13.865 to start us off, but everybody pretty much behind him just went green, so everyone is getting those reds up to temperature, although not everybody are
Thanks,
on
Joe.
reds. Dakota DeMay told me before the
Thank you,
race
Joe.
he is starting on the primaries.
Well, sometimes you got to do something a little different. Last week at Long Beach, everybody wanted to be off those black tires really quickly. Tonight, maybe they want to be on the blacks. Maybe they want to be on the reds. And for those who are just joining us for the first time on Captain TV watching this stream and watching this IndyCar series, this is a new thing for the Indy cars, is having these red and black tires. And the red tires are basically softer tires that basically create more grip, but they fall off quicker. So it kind of,
Yes.
yeah, has one of those weird deals.
Yeah. And this is road course only. You won't see this on the oval. So per the regulations, these guys during one of their stops, and we know they have at least one stop in this race, they are required to switch between compounds. So right now, all these guys have started on reds. What they're doing is they're trying to run away as fast as possible to build that delta up. So when they hit pit road and go to the blacks, they will still pop out in front of the guys that are still chasing them. The guys that are on the blacks right now are the primaries. The primaries, they'll have to do the opposite. They'll have to come in at some point, probably as late as into the run as they can go, and then they'll have to late into the race as they could absolutely go before popping on the reds, and then they'll eventually have to pop those on. So it's a bit of a game of strategy. Do you want to go fast early, or do you want to go fast late?
And I think you want to go fast late because obviously you've seen here, I mean, we've only had one road course caution in the 2.5 seasons I've been on the air here now. So it just shows you that the racing here is top quality as O'Connor continues to lead, goes purple that time by again, a 13.7. So he's definitely showing his teammate Isaac Morris this is how you do it, which, I mean, Isaac knows how to do it because we've seen how fast he can go.
Isaac is sticking in there. He's within shouting distance, obviously, and it's, like I said, we're through these concrete canyons. It doesn't take much to
Pass
that turn into a little bit.
Sorry, pass for 6. Oh, Forsyth kissed the barrier, I think. But Carpenter, Tom Carpenter in the Nike Mobile just checked another spot off the list. Nike, check.
Yep.
Make sure you got
Just
it.
do it. Yeah. Well, you want to make sure that you can just you clip the curb wrong, you're into the wall. You clip the turn, or you shed your angle into the turn wrong. You clip the arm code there. So the concrete canyons are very unforgiving. Very unforgiving.
Right. And this track very bumpy. If you go back to last season, you remember the laps I ran in this car. I was like, oh. Yeah, it could be kind of bumpy out there.
So unfortunately, it looks like we already got a couple drivers showing out. Fierro, Claiborne, Evans, and Miller.
Yeah, Justin Miller.
All showing out right now.
Yeah, tough break for those guys there. And one car on pit road here. It's a green car I'm seeing. Rick Evans, he's got the Danica livery. It's the second straight week I've seen a Danica car on a broadcast.
Well, Rick will be actually driving for one of the cars that I will be fielding for the Triple Crown events coming up starting next week.
Oh, yeah. We'll be talking about that here in just a little bit. For those who don't know, Captain TV has got a little involvement now with the Triple Crown races. Shall you go ahead and spread the news there, Gary?
Yeah, you got it. So this year, you noticed that this is predominantly a road course league. We got the leaders coming up to Alex Van de Sant, getting ready to put him a lap down very early into this race. This is primarily a road course league historically, and they'd have like 1 or 2 ovals a season, and typically always one of those ovals is Indianapolis. Last year, they actually had a 2 ovals on the schedule. They went to Homestead in Indianapolis. This year, I did a little convincing and talked with them about. We always sit here and talk about IndyCar history and the fact that IndyCar has this deep and rich fan base and history as well, and we wanted to celebrate it a little bit more and do something about the Triple Crown. Now, Triple Crown used to be back in the day. It was a 3 500-mile races that the drivers would all circle on their calendars that were the longest and they paid the most and they had the most participants in it. Well, we're doing that this year. Aside from Indianapolis, which will continue to be on the schedule, we've added Auto Club Speedway, and we'll be doing a 250-miler there, and Pocono be doing a 250-miler there, and we got Captain TV to sponsor the overall the overall Triple Crown, and if someone should happen to win it, we do have the Captain's Cup ready to award that person. When we tell you how often someone wins the Triple Crown,
Never?
one person in IndyCar history. One person in IndyCar history ever.
Let me guess. He had the name names ready in it?
No, 1978, Al Unser Sr.
Wow.
won Indianapolis, Ontario, and Pocono. And that is your one and only Triple Crown winner
Ontario.
in IndyCar history.
The track that is now a
Mall
a
or
mall.
something.
It's literally a mall in California now. Literally. As leader's going to go by teammate in the 12 car, Joe Fierro, going to go a lap down. Or actually multiple laps down, I should say.
Wide berth there.
Yeah.
Yep. See, I kind of wish now that they've already kind of opened Pandora's box, iRacing with the iRacing Super Speedway, is they could do something to bring back the classic Ontario Motor Speedway. That would be absolutely awesome, and have the Triple Crown for real.
Anything is possible, as Justin Miller took his car behind the wall.
Now that's a rough start, 2-week start for Justin. Justin got kind of caught behind a weird penalty, something with Eric actually a little hot into that corner and a little bit of a fishtail there. But iRacing logic somehow locked Justin into the pits for a 4-minute period or something, and it wasn't a tow. And he went multiple laps down, and he actually had a good qual and everything. And he never even got a chance to take the green. And by the time that all happened, he was already well off the not off the pace, but just well down the standings and kind of locked into that situation. So a rough start for him for the first 2 races this year. He might be happy to get to an oval next week.
Yeah, no kidding. That's definitely a tough break for Justin, and next week we'll get back to an oval 1 of 3, as you mentioned, as part of that Triple Crown. Cannot wait for that to happen. As I slowly am working on getting everything ticker-wise fixed up here. Unfortunately, I've had to restart the program a couple times. That's why you're noticing the word Michigan up on the screen. That's because that was the last race I actually broadcasted, was at Michigan. So.
Well, we can go through the standings while you get situated there. We got O'Connor as your leader, a 2.5 back is Morris. Then you have Kerstetter. Cohen Evans is 4th. We have, I believe this is Shane Coogan. We have their brothers in the lineup, and actually both of them are going to be driving for me in the Triple Crown races coming up here at Auto Club Indianapolis and Pocono. So I'm excited about this. These guys are awesome drivers. So we got Shane in 5th, Carpenter in 6th, Forsyth in 7th, Vinci in 8th, Tyler Coogan in 9th, and my good pal Dakota sitting there in 10th, and the boss man right behind him, Matt, in 11th.
So right now, just taking a look, everybody pretty safe right now, push to pass wise. As I'm seeing this correctly, everybody's used only 1 or 2 so far throughout this race. Eric O'Connor's used 1, Morris has used
correct.
2, Kerstetter still with 10, Cohen Evans still with 10, Coogan still with 10. And the first guy on the blacks is Dakota DeMed. He is running right here in the 10th position. Him, Matt Houston, Dan Morera, Alex Van de Sant, and Cody Claiborne right now all on the blacks. Everybody else on the reds.
Yeah, those guys in the primaries are wanting to
Hey,
go
Julian,
as
I'm not
fast
going to fight
as
you.
long as
Go
possible.
for it on the braking.
Okay, thank you.
Julian Alten passing Dan Morera. Dan just kind of lets him go here, but move Julian up to the 12th position, the VOR number 31 there.
Yeah, Julian will also be racing for me at the Triple Crown event. So we're getting a bit of an all-star squad together to see what we can do about the Triple Crown here.
We're going to have to make sure that you behave during that race. Just going to put that out there. Hey, do want to mention real quickly, this is, of course, the Raceverse Grand Prix. We appreciate Raceverse being a part of the broadcast. I'm trying to work my way there. Is that button? Right there on the screen, Raceverse Grand Prix. Make sure you check them out on YouTube. And you can also go to raceverse.com and get them a part of your broadcast if you have a series or something and want to be have them a part of it. You could check them out there on raceverse.com, of course, on YouTube. And one car has destroyed the wall right here with the leaders. Not sure who that is. The 23 is who it is. Jim Herrick. Oh, my gosh, that car is destroyed. See what happens to him here. Goes into the left-hander and loses the back end, smashes the wall hard, and that thing just shredded that car.
Great dodge, Caleb.
So we continue green.
Great save. I'm allowed to crash. I'm just not allowed to take people with me.
Shane Coogan up here in the 5th position right now as he is going to lose a spot to Tom Carpenter. And this field already getting really spread out, about 1.8 seconds from first to second. And then after that, it's 8 seconds back to Ed Kerstetter, and then Cohen Evans about 20 seconds back right now. Here are your 2 leaders.
Pass right, pass right, pass. Isaac, pass right. Isaac, pass right.
TI car.
Yep, see them both going past the left car. I believe that was a Morera. Oh.
Cheers, Dan. Appreciate for making that easy.
Everybody pretty much minding their P's and Q's. Yeah, we've had some incidents and stuff, but everybody doing a fairly good job here as we're 15 laps out of this 53 complete. As you look up high here above Belle Isle at O'Connor. Going through the
I'm
coming
hitting
up on
the
the
flat
fountain
Julia.
section, you see all the water there. As this track pretty much sits between Canada and Detroit.
What happened?
On the wrong camera. Sorry. There we go. As Eric comes up on the back of Julian Altena.
Thanks.
Ed, pass left.
They're going to come by here and go complete lap number 15.
Matt, I'll let you back by again if sorry, if that's okay. Yeah, I don't know why you did that.
So already down to 9 cars
Thanks,
on the lead
Shane,
lap.
by the way.
Tyler Coogan going to be the next one. You're hearing audio. Oh, you know what's going on? Okay. You're hearing the drivers. I thought, you know what? I didn't realize it, but having his mic on probably has allowed you to hear the drivers in the background. So thank you, Sherry, for letting me know that. Much appreciated. Appreciate the 17 viewers watching us this evening. O'Connor continuing to lead this race. And apparently we've lost Gary here for a second. Hopefully I'll get him back here shortly. Gary, you there, bud? Could be about here in a minute. Oh, so that never turned off. That's the issue right there. I have just found, I'm like, why am I still, because everything was running smoothly the last couple nights. Well, it turns out that, yeah, something I usually turn off is not turn off when I told it to turn off. So forgive me for a second, guys. I'm going to make a quick edit here, but here we are again.
I don't know if you can hear me or not, but it looks like we got pretty much more than half the field's already a lap down. So I just is kind of indicative of how difficult this course is and how fast those leaders are actually going. But they got the field lapped up to 9th place.
As you heard Gary say, they're up to 9th place, is already a lap down. So basically what has happened here is my Windows security and update that I usually turn off because it eats up a lot of the computer has come back on or did not shut off like I told it to. So that's what's causing these issues right now with me keeping the telemetry up and running and stuff. So it's like the continued bad luck is happening here, unfortunately, guys. But we're going to get her fixed here because unlike other times, I couldn't figure out the issues. I know what's happening now. So you're going to see me make this quick fix, and then we should be good to go the rest of the way. So I apologize to the viewers here. You've seen a good race for the most part so far. I've tried to keep it
Well, this is shaping up to be a big points day for the TI Racing team. Currently, they have a 3-point edge over the Raceverse team in the team championship. And so typically what the team championship is, you get points
Right.
for the first 2 cars in the standings. Oh, Isaac with a little bit of a fishtail coming out of that corner. So these guys will get the points. Their points will go toward the points championship.
Mm-hmm.
And the next closest Raceverse cars have are Caleb in 5th and Dakota in 13th, it looks like. So they would obviously be losing ground in the points championship. 3rd place in the championship is LMCgear.com, followed by ETA Racing in 4th place. So the way the standings look is TI with 46, Raceverse with 43, 10 points behind Raceverse is LMC Gear with 23 and ETA Racing with 25.
Which is weird because this is like the first time in the, again, 2.5 seasons I've been on the air with these guys that we have not said LMC Gear up top. Usually it's those guys. But obviously Mr. Lewis went to work and got himself a couple aces in the hole with Isaac Morris and Eric O'Connor. And he has built himself a little bit of a monster team to go up against that LMC team.
Yeah, the LMC team is having a little bit of a rough day, actually. We got Alex had started off on the downside of things. Jim is, it looks like he has an extended pit stop right now. Right now, their lead driver is, looks like Craig Forsyth in 9th place.
Yeah, and not to mention, not to cross leagues over, but we'll bring up VOR for a second. Obviously, they've got a new rule where the top 20 cars are automatically locked into the points. What if I told you that all 5 of us, so me, Cohen Evans, Jim, Alex Van de Sant, and Craig Forsyth, all outside the top 20?
Well, that just tells you how tough the not to hype another series while we're broadcasting this one, but this just tells you how tough VOR is, Velocity Online Racing League. And there's a lot of crossover between the two leagues, between the TI Racing League and VOR. But, yeah, it's an extremely tough competition. And,
the point
sometimes, like I said, when you're in that slump, sometimes it's just tough to get out.
Right, and the point of that was just how LMC Gear has been struggling. Basically was the point of that whole comment there, and it just shows you, yeah, they're having their issues out here on track here this season. So sometimes you got to get those bumps, and you just got to make them work when it's all over with. Take what you can get. But there's Caleb Bensey, the champion from last season. He is out here on track, running in the 4th position.
Yeah, shout out to Caleb. He won the Reddit League Indianapolis 300, so he's at least a 2-time winner.
I was going to say, wait a minute here, Mr. Indianapolis here. Wow, congrats to him on that. That's awesome.
And like I told him, we teased him, we actually saw him cross the start-finish line this time.
Oh, that's awesome. So
wow, Eric O'Connor is getting very, very loose coming out of a lot of these corners. I got to think that these breads are toast.
And we should see the first round of pit stops. We've already seen Cohen Evans come to pit road. We've already seen Craig Forsyth come to pit road. So pit stops starting to happen here. Tom Carpenter on pit road. Every time I say Tom Carpenter's name, I think of Dito. Was it Dido or Dito and Tom's Diner?
I tell you what, when these reds go off, they really go
off.
Oh,
they dive.
Testing at the Olton Park track, which is the next track coming up for the Velocity Online Racing League. And when these things, when they said I've had enough, you could just forget it. So if they're on these threads for too long, it just and you could stay on them. It just shows how good of a driver you really are.
And you see Tom Carpenter come off of pit road there, and part of that ETA team coming out in the 8th position right now, as you see. Oh, and he overshoots the corner of turn 3. I've been waiting on somebody to do that, and he did it. No harm, well, the only harm is he's going, oh, now he wrecks it into the barrier.
Oh.
And decides to tow it. Oh, no.
And that's the ETA team who's 4th in the championship. So that's going to, right now they got Ed up there in 3rd, and they're going to get his points, but the next points they're going to get are, looks like, oh, and the leader is pitting. The leader is pitting.
Yep, Eric O'Connor is in. Isaac Morris going to stay out, and he's going to try to overcut O'Connor.
Yep, lap 22. And O'Connor actually still showing purple. Still showing purple.
And there he comes on the pit road. 4 tires and fuel. He should switch to. He actually stayed on reds. Red on red. Like blue on black. Great song.
Now we get to see how the green flag pit rotation is going to shake out. Isaac Morris is now your leader. Followed by Kerstetter. And I got to give Kerstetter a shout out, though. A nice choice of livery. Matt Houston was giving me crap for getting excited to see a Jimmy Kite Indy Racing League livery. But you know what? I am excited to see an Indy Racing League livery in a road course race. So props to you, Ed, for a good choice of livery that you don't see every day. And Isaac is in.
Isaac on pit road. And finally everything is... Oh, and Eric O'Connor spun right over here in the fountain section. Oh, does a simple Danny Sullivan 360 as Isaac is on pit road.
Isaac's on the marks. Matic Jacks. Let's see, we're going to stay on the reds. Shane Coogan is in. On the reds again.
So both of these guys going to the reds. So the TI Racing team, a little bit of a different strategy here, going red on red both for the first 2 stops. So obviously it's going to be a 2-stop race for these guys. Well, I'm guessing 2 stops for the whole field.
They're getting close to these walls.
Yeah, watch out for those walls. They will bite you. So Eric O'Connor going to come out now behind Isaac Morris. So last week it was Isaac Morris who lost out on the race with, he lost it over in the turn, I think it was turn 5 section of Long Beach, and that gave Ed Kerstetter the win. And now tonight, first round of pit stops, O'Connor spins and Isaac Morris takes advantage of the spin. As we are just about halfway, 2 laps away. In the middle of these first pit stops here, we'll let you know here shortly who's on what tires. I think we lost Gary for a quick second, so I'll... oh, and Alex Van de Sand having... Oh, that's Shane Coogan has gone around over here. This is trying to say, oh, okay, over into the fountain section. And as that happens, I think Van de Sand clipped the wall with his left front. So everybody's having issues here. And oh, Alex spins right in front of... Is that Morera? Alex not having a good night at all.
Oh. I think we have... Oh! 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 And that... Oh! I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Oh, I hear you.
Just... Oh.
That is definitely not what we wanted to see there. Alex Van de Sand not having a good night at all and a good first 2 races at all.
And that's just really going to hurt ETA Racing big time in the or in the team championship.
Fortunately, the telemetry bar is not cooperating tonight now. If it's not one thing,
I
it's
have
another.
some telemetry. I have telemetry up if you need me to call it back.
Yeah.
Right
What's just the matter is
now, Isaac has 7 push to passes left. Eric has 9. Kurt 10. Cohen's has 10. So most of the top 10 has most of their push to passes left.
well, I did see that looks like Julian Altena got himself a 30-second stop and hold penalty. Unfortunately on his end.
Not sure. Probably the only thing I could think of probably would have been speeding on pit road, which you can do. It happens from time to time.
But usually if it's speeding on pit road, wouldn't it penalize you itself on iRacing?
It would. So if he received a penalty, then it's probably avoidable contact by race control. But really, only the top 5 are the ones that are out there on the lead lap. It's more so Connor Kerstetter, who is, well, he is not stopped. So he is not stopped to repair his damage. I'm only showing him pitting at lap 23. Evans and then Bency. Those are your 5 cars remaining on the lead lap.
So it's Belle Isle has definitely shown its toughness this evening in this race, as we've seen. Well, we haven't seen any cautions because the good news is we made it through turn 1, unlike some people predicted. But we have definitely seen the racing pick up here. And let's go back here. Ed Kerstetter, there he is in the 28. He was involved in that accident. I thought it was Dan Marrero, but it was mistakenly. It was Ed Kerstetter who got clipped in that wreck by Alex Van de Sant. Totally incidental, obviously, as Alex was just trying to hold on to a car, and it just came around on him. But Kerstetter in the 3rd position. There's Cohen Evans. He is in the 4th position here. Cohen doing a good job keeping her clean tonight. And there's Caleb Bency, the champ, who just wrecked. Caleb Bency is wrecked.
And that is a toe
Turn
drop right
3.
there. That is, yeah, he is going to get that. That's going to have to take him back to the pits. He is not going to be able to drive like that. Oh,
Not
Morris drives deep into the next turn. He almost put the wall.
Caleb Bency. I'm going off the top of my head here. This might be the 2nd time in his short career the champ does not finish in the top 10 in a TI Racing League event. I mean, this is how consistent he has been.
And he was on the Reds.
And if I can, give me a second here, I should be able to pull up a replay here. Now that things are slowly, and I mean the word slowly, cooperating with me.
So I'm guessing maybe he might have had his relative on and saw the leaders coming and just wanted to push as hard as possible to stay out in front of him to stay on that lead lap.
All right, here we go. Got the replay up.
Yeah, that's real unfortunate.
Goes across the start-finish line here. And then the thing just comes around on him. It almost looks like he blew a tire or something, but I know that's not the case. All right, so Gary, now that we've got this going, let's see. I'm going to try to experiment here something with you, so bear with me. It's going to be over on Discord, so it's going to be between him and I. You guys aren't going to see anything on the stream. But Isaac Morse continues to lead, and this is how Gary and I communicate with each other. I remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. Guess if it helps, we were back live, huh? Let's hit that button there and go back live. Roll that beautiful bean footage, and you see Caleb on pit road here. And we got some other features we're going to show you here in just a second. We'll see if this works. Come back. So Isaac Moore's down into turn number 3 here, and O'Connor starting to make some hayway on him.
Isaac, there's been a couple corners that Isaac, you could not slide a piece of paper in between his rear tire and the wall.
Yeah, I tried it and messed some things up. It didn't work. This is what I get for experimenting in the middle of a stream. All kinds of issues. Now my screen's gone blue. The heck with it. That's what I get for trying. Basically, we've been trying to get Gary access to all the to my screen, basically, but it didn't work this time around. But Ed Kerstetter on pit road. Here comes Ed. He's probably going to switch to the blacks, I would assume, here.
Yeah, probably get if he doesn't have one already, get a new nose cone. I don't think he stopped since he received that damage.
He does get the nose cone. Tires going on. Let's see. Reds are going to come off. Blacks are on. So he's going to take the blacks to the finish.
He's got a long way to go. We are just
short time to get there.
Past halfway. Yeah.
A long way to go. So right now, push to pass wise, Dakota DeMed down to 1. Everybody else has 7 or more. That could be Dakota being button happy, maybe?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'll have to ask him why he's so happy on the push to pass.
I just want to go fast. And what you're supposed to do? Well, yes.
I mean, he is racing his boss, so maybe he wants to pass his boss there. He does have Tyler Coogan behind him. Tyler is an extremely fast and aggressive driver, and I say aggressive in a good way. He's a clean driver, and he's right there. So maybe he's just trying to hold on to that position.
See Cohen Evans running here. Oh, one car gets loose right in front of him. He has to lock it up. And that was Altena going to let Cohen go by. That was, we might have a Code Brown first one of the race, or probably the first one we've seen of the race.
Yep. Well, never mind, not to mention the driveline car behind him. It's like, I don't want to see that either.
That's funny right there. So again, the 2 leaders within about 2 seconds or so. How about this? Let's go to a battle for the 6th position. Right here, Raceverse and Matt Houston. He has got Shane Coogan in his crosshairs right here. And yeah, they're both a lap down, but you know what? The race continues on.
So Shane there sporting the Reddit League. He's one of the drivers for the Reddit League in Velocity Online Racing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's
going to make the pass.
Like I said, he will be on one of my teams for the Triple Crown races, which I am super excited about. He is an awesome driver.
Just to share the news, in case you haven't heard, Shane Coogan will be on Gary's team for the Triple Crown races. Tyler also. In case you hadn't heard. Appreciate everybody's patience.
We got quite the all-star crew. That was getting kind of joked with. It's my determination to be the Andy Evans of TI Racing. Have all these teams. Andy, if you don't know that joke, Andy Evans had like 8 drivers in the 86 or 96 500. I think he almost did pretty well. He had Eliseo Salazar, I think, is one of his drivers, as well as I think he had Alexandra Zampedri as well. And they were kind of there at the end of that race. Yeah.
Eliseo Salazar.
Wall! Leader into the wall. Leader clips the second place car.
Oh, the teammates. Isaac Morse for the 2nd straight race crashes out of the lead. O'Connor, I'm trying to see if his car is okay. Oh my gosh.
And he's struggling. He's definitely, and he has to go all the way around. Here comes Kerstetter. Actually, I think Cohen Evans is the one that's going to inherit the lead on this one.
Let's see what happens, Isaac. We got the replay
without
up.
a front wing at all, and I don't know what happened to O'Connor. I don't know if he has lost suspension or not.
Oh, Isaac just, oh, wow. Isaac drives it deep, and, oh, you know what? He clipped the broken part of the nose, so I
No,
think
he is
O'Connor's
still
okay. But
rolling.
Isaac just drove it
Okay,
way
so
too
we
deep.
saw one of those stand-up.
Yeah, Isaac just drove it too deep into the corner, and then he hit the tire barriers, and it kicked him out into his teammate, basically.
Yeah, and it looked like Eric had a floppy suspension, and then it snapped back into place, which is something you quite see lately with this latest build of iRacing. So that could have been really unfortunate for the TI Racing team to have. What's rule 1 of racing with a teammate?
Don't wreck
your
'em.
teammate. What's rule 2 of racing with your teammate? See rule 1.
That's up there with the whole, how do you feel about the world? Well, that's simple. Rule number 1, everyone's an idiot. Rule number 2, see rule number 1.
See rule number 1. Yes.
So
I
Isaac,
learned that actually from my father. That was my father said. My father used to say, "Rule number 1, your mother's always right. Rule number 2, see rule number 1." So, it applies in many cases. Yeah.
hey, look at this situation. Isaac Morris came to pit road. He's still second. So he got the wing replaced and went to blacks.
They had huge leads.
Yeah, so basically Isaac is good to go to the finish now. So if he can run some hot laps here, he might be able to still cut Eric here maybe. So maybe not as much lost here in this situation potentially.
Yeah, he's 35 seconds behind.
All right, so now that I think everything is fairly sorted out on the stream, and again, thank you guys as Cohen comes to pit road. We'll watch this pit stop here real quickly. I do want to say thank you for your patience and stuff, guys. I
Pits right now.
have been working for about a week to get all this stuff straightened up, and I had it going pretty well. And then, of course, tonight as I get late for work, everything starts falling apart again. But we've gotten through it here, and we'll see Cohen 4 tires, fuel. Meanwhile, I think the one guy in the middle there singing the wheels on the bus, I think. But Cohen Evans leaves on blacks. He had his arms rolling back and forth. But this is the Raceverse Grand Prix of Detroit. What was that?
Yep.
I want to thank Matt Houston and Raceverse.
Speed there. Wait for his tires to come up to temperature. Oh, a car into the wall right in front of the leader. That was Fierro.
Oh, you see the wing right there just went flying right in front of Cohen, I think. Yep, Joe lost his left front wing. Go ahead. You know you want to say it.
Got the graphics still on the screen.
Oh, there we go. I thought I took it off. Good catch. Matt Houston on pit road right now.
Nope.
The old one-winged angel on Joe Fierro's car.
Oh yeah, he pounded the wall real good right in front of the leader too. So that was a bit of a code brown moment there. Lots of those moments this race.
Right. Matt Houston just coming off pit road right now, going to come out in the 6th position. Oh, and one car is spun back here. Dakota Nemed. Spun over here in the turn 2 section. And the Voltic Pistol Sunset Arctic number 82. That is actually a pretty cool looking livery, as you call it. I know it as a paint scheme. You guys call it a livery.
That's his new teal, kind of leaning toward green and orange. So he might want to rethink that green now.
Isaac Morris back on pit road. With 16 laps to go, he's going back to reds. He's going back to reds.
Well, he did the minimum, so he's right within the window that the reds can last.
Eric O'Connor actually has now just lapped him. Yeah, O'Connor just lapped him, actually. Man, talking about just things going bad all of a sudden for Isaac.
And O'Connor has a lap on the field on everybody. I mean, we're talking, this is 1984 Rick Mears domination.
Dakota DeMed still out here digging right now, and one cool thing about Dakota, one, he's a really cool young man, but two, he's a very creative young man. This man is put a video game out called Voltic Pistol. You can purchase it right now on Steam, and of course he was the sponsor of last week's race, and he's also the sponsor of the ride-along lap. Of course, that is back this season. Last week we didn't have it. This week we do have it, and of course he is proud to sponsor it. And we are going to go on board to say thank you to Mr. DeMed for a lap around Belle Isle in the Sunset Arctic Games ride-along lap here at Belle Isle. Let's ride with him. We're going to be quiet here for a second. Right up ahead there, you see Julian Altena has caught the wall, or right ahead of him just now, as we take that ride-along lap with Dakota DeMed. Thanks to Sunset Arctic Games for being a part of the broadcast tonight, and of course sponsoring Dakota in that number 82 car. As Eric O'Connor continues to lead this race. Just ahead of Cohen Evans. Dan Marrera there in the 26. There's Alex Van Desant running 13th still, even though it's not the best of nights. He's making the best of a bad situation. There is the leader, Eric O'Connor, 14.89 last time by. There's Dan Morera.
He doesn't want to be on these alternates too much longer.
There he is.
He keeps clipping the wall. There I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like sometimes I don't know. I'm gonna keep working on this, but unfortunately, it's like I don't. And the one thing I've noticed is the Indy cars in the new damage model really creates a lot out of the computers. This happens actually with the ARCA cars, the K&N cars. They're known as in iRacing. They have the new damage model. And those cars take a lot out of your computer. So my guess is maybe for next week when we do the first Triple Crown race is to potentially knock down the settings a little bit on the in iRacing so that we're able to make it all work out for everybody. So
Okay.
Spare with us. We're going to keep working on it. At least the good news is
10 laps
tonight.
to go,
Yeah.
and
Go ahead.
we got 10 laps. We got 10 laps to go, and O'Connor, I think, still needs to stop.
Yeah, he's still got another stop to make. He has to get on the black sometime. But you know what? He might be pulling the opposite of Isaac here. Isaac ran a couple laps on the blacks and then jumped right back to the reds. Eric might go as far as he can and then throw the blacks on for like the last 3 or 4 laps of the race.
Smart enough strategy right there.
I mean, why not try it?
If he pitted further back, if he pitted further back, what he could do is actually take the white flag.
Well, I think you
Come
have
in,
to run at least 2.
Change tires, and then.
Well, I know.
Oh, you have to run 2 laps.
Well,
okay.
IndyCar, I know
wasn't
you have
sure
to
what
run
the
2
rule was.
laps, right? I mean, in the IndyCar series, you have to run 2 laps, correct?
I'm not real sure on that. I know it wasn't the case in Formula One because I remember a long time ago one of the drivers actually pulled a little stunt like that where they pitted far enough back that they didn't want to change the alternate compound until the very end. And they took the white flag and then they slapped it onto the pits and then crossed the start finish line. And
Wait a minute.
I think a lot of people were kind of upset about that.
You are the Donald Davidson Jr. of IndyCar stats and all that stuff, yet you don't know the rule of the reds and the blacks?
It's a road course thing. I'm more of an oval guy, so I have to do my part now since we have these new rules to actually go in and be more aware of them. It sounds right to me to have 2 laps or at least a lap on the tires before doing something like that, but always looking for a loophole in the gray area.
Hey, speaking of battling here, up ahead for the 5th position, Dakota DeMed trying to hold off Matt Houston here with 9 laps to go. Down here into the turn 2 section down the hill. And down this straightaway here. Dakota down to 1 push to pass, and Matt is at 7 now. So he's still got plenty of push to pass here, potentially to lose, and Dakota's unfortunately went through all of them as O'Connor comes to pit road. Here comes the leader.
The leader is pitting. The leader is pitting. The leader is pitting.
The leader in lap 74, or lap 74. He's number 74. As he switches to the blacks.
Primaries.
So that'll cover him. Eric O'Connor out of pit road and looking to potentially win his first. I believe it would be his first if I looked at the stats correctly. Would be his first Grublet on ice IndyCar Series victory. Of course, you are watching the TI Racing Grublets on ice IndyCar Series. What was that?
I think it's the second. He won
would
Le
be-
Mans, didn't he?
Did Eric O'Connor win them all? He might have. I'll have to go back and look.
he
I
did.
thought it was 1, but I could be wrong. But I may be right.
Oh, they just keep getting so close to that wall. Eric O'Connor shows with 1 win, so yeah, he won the Le Mans. This will be career
yes.
win 2.
So career win number 2
Actually
for
would tie
O'Connor.
him with Matt Houston.
Yep.
Yeah, and it would tie him with Matt Houston. But we still got to get there. So we've seen a lot of things happen in these races. So let's not count our chickens here.
And we will tonight give away the Happy Trails Chili Move of the Race tonight. The award we didn't really get a chance to present last week because of all the issues I had. But last week,
Well,
go ahead.
I don't think we have very many choices for the move of the race other than maybe the slight jerk of the steering wheel that Eric had to avoid a spinning teammate in front of him. That might be the game-winning move
Well,
right there.
the interesting thing about that is when you look at last week's award winner, that I would have said, and I think we're going to go ahead and do it, is Ed Kerstetter with the move passing Isaac after Isaac backed it into the wall. So once again, I think 2 straight weeks, I think our Happy Trails move of the race is going to end up being an Isaac Morris wreck, which is weird.
That's just going to make an angry Isaac going into a Triple Crown race, and I'm not looking forward to that.
I like angry Isaac, though.
Not a Triple Crown race.
There's Cohen back here. He has got.
Although Isaac, life has not been all bad for Isaac. Isaac did win the Velocity Online Racing League race at Motegi last on Saturday, so it's not all woe is me for Isaac. Isaac's still he's still out there dominating in some form or another. Just unfortunately, the last couple of weeks in the TI League has just been rough, and I really think it has to do with the circuits that we're using here, Long Beach and Detroit, very bumpy, and the fact that we're still kind of getting used to using the alternate tire.
Either way, we're looking back here at the 5th and 6th position battle. Matt Houston still trying to get by Dakota DeMed. Now, Caleb Bensi has bounced back up to the 7th position. He got his car fixed, and thankfully didn't lose much out of it. Caleb in 7th, but way behind Matt Houston as he tries to catch DeMed here. Now, Matt still with the 7 pushes to pass, so he's holding on strong with him. Matter of fact, most people with a lot. The only ones who have 1 now, Dan Morera's down to 1 and Dakota DeMed down to 1. Everybody else 6 or more. Actually, Julian Altena's down to 0.
Not very many places to use it on this track. That's the thing.
Yeah, turn 3 is probably your only spot, really, when you think about it. Well, I guess you go, Matt almost got into the back bumper.
Julian right there with the front row seat. 5 laps to go. O'Connor, the leader. Evans, 58 seconds back. Kerstetter actually not too far behind Evans at 59 seconds back. Isaac has fallen all the way to 13th.
Isaac, is he out of the race? Well, to check, something I think has happened. And Isaac Morris, I got him out on my screen here. I don't have him wrecking anywhere on my screen according to my settings here.
This is a brutal, brutal race.
Yo,
These last
no,
2
that's
weeks have
Alex
been brutal
Vandesant.
races.
Isaac wrecked right here. Isaac, we found it. Isaac Morris has had issues. He goes over here into the pit straight, onto the front straightaway, down to turn 1. Wow. And just absolutely destroys the car. As a matter of fact, a piece of his wing goes flying into, thankfully, an empty area, but all 4 tires ripped off his car in a very scary incident. But thankfully, it's a simulator, and Isaac can go for a 5-mile run afterwards.
Oh, my guy. That's a day finisher.
Let's watch this again. This might have been an angry. No, he just slid it wide, and oh boy. Look, you see the shadow of that winglet or whatever it was go flying over the car.
Well, we got 13 cars left on the track.
And 3 laps to go as Eric O'Connor down the
back in the
straightaway. What's that?
Go.
O'Connor with about a 1 minute lead over Cohen Evans. He has pretty much got this race on lock. All he has to do is just get to the start-finish line these next 2 times, and he will be going to victory lane at Belle Isle in his second career Grublet on Ice IndyCar win.
Been a brutal race. Rough day for everybody.
Yeah, they're going to be pretty sore probably when this is over. Long Beach, these guys had some sore arms. I can only imagine tonight how it's going to be. Probably feel a little bit of jello in their arms. I mean, just think the real IndyCar guys run, let's see, this is 53, 32 more laps? Something to do 85, I believe?
Good team standings.
Yeah, once again, just apologies for all the issues we've had here these first 2 weeks. I will continue to work on them and get it all taken care of.
They used to have the double headers where they slightly shortened them, where they have the twin races,
right.
The duels in Detroit.
Which I believe those were about 85 or 90 laps when it was over with. So, but either way, the sun has come out on Belle Isle. 2 laps to go for O'Connor. Got a 1 minute and 3 second lead, or 63 seconds if we want to speak like that. As O'Connor's going to come out of the final corner, he'll see the white flag. Final lap here at Belle Isle, and he is on his way to a second career victory. And as Gary started to mention, it will be a great team points night for the most part for TI Racing, of course.
Yeah, the Raceverse team actually will pick up probably the most with their 5th and 6th place finishes.
Down the back straightaway for the final time.
Knocking on the door of Kerstetter there to put him a lap down. I'm sure that he does not want to be put a lap down.
Hey,
it's been a hard enough day as it is.
Your last 2 winners are going to be right there on the screen, because O'Connor won the last race at Le Mans of the season, and then Kerstetter won the first race of the last season. So,
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, look at it like that. But TI Racing is going to be celebrating here tonight on Belle Isle, as Eric O'Connor going to come off of the final corner, take the checkered flag in the Raceverse Grand Prix of Detroit.
Oof, brutal race.
And did something happen to Cohen Evans? He's on pit road. Ed Kerstetter's going to get second here after something has happened to Cohen.
Yeah, he's missing a corner.
Yeah, he crashed back here apparently. Oh my gosh. LMC gear, if you had any luck at all, it's bad.
Well, if the final stand, do we still have Cohen?
Yeah, Kerstetter's still out there. Oh, right there. He just loses it through the fountain section. Back end comes around. No, he's going to fall
so, yeah,
to at least 7th right now.
Okay, yeah, that was going to set up a good points day for LMC Gear with Forsyth and Evans finishing right there next to each other. But that's going to, again, it's a Raceverse day. Other than a winner, they're gonna look good at the team points championship. But Eric O'Connor just kind of made a joke of the rest of it. It was like a Sunday drive for him.
O'Connor's still out there running a hot laps. Even though you're taking the checkered flag there. His second Grublet on ice IndyCar victory. So I know he's going to be a happy camper this evening. I'm sure he'll slow down there as he comes up on the start-finish line. But Eric O'Connor going to get the victory. And how about that? Second straight week in old school type of a celebration. Don't even go do burnouts. Let's go straight to pit road. Yeah, you saw Kerstetter do that last week, and
I call that the Barry. I call that the Barry Sanders celebration. Act like you've been there before.
Well, you go Larry
Speaking of
Fitzgerald
Detroit.
if you want to go modern, but that works too.
Okay.
But congratulations to him as we take a look at the final results. I think everybody's crossed the line, so we should be able to pull them up there. And of course, let's actually hold off for one quick second on that. So you know what? Let's just do it like this. There's your final results over on the left side of the screen unofficially. O'Connor, Kerstetter, Forsyth, DeMed, Matt Houston finishing in the 5th position. Cohen Evans, Caleb Bensey, Dan Morera, Cody Claiborne going to finish in the 9th position. Julian Altena, top 10 while he's out. Shane Coogan finishing 11th. Alex Van de Sant 12th. Joe Fierro 13th. Isaac Morris 14th. And Shane Coogan going to get, or Tyler Coogan, sorry, wrong Coogan, name your Coogan here, finishing 15th. Jim Herrick 16th. Of course, Justin Miller 17th. Tom Carpenter finished 18th after a rough start. Rick Evans going to finish 19th. And Chris Lewis, congratulations, you finished last because you were an admin. I guess that's a nice way of putting it. But congratulations goes out to our winner in the number 74 car, of course, with TI Racing. We'll go down here into Discord. And, you know, you're happy when you won when the owner is already in the channel with us. Like, he's sitting here with us right now, just kind of listening to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
couldn't be happier.
There it is. We're just waiting for it.
Sneaks into the back room here and just kind of hides on us here as Eric O'Connor joins us. Eric, congratulations on the win, your second career win. Obviously, the shortest track you've ever won on. Well, technically, when you win at Le Mans, there's only one other track you can win on iRacing that's bigger. So, congrats on that, on the second career win. Talk about the race. You and Isaac pretty much ran away with this thing.
Yeah, I put a lot of focus this week into just working on the tires because I really struggled last week, still adapting to it. And I still wasn't even comfortable coming into this race. I was terrified of when I was going to get on the blacks at the very end. But, man, that was a lot of fun early on running with Isaac like that. And I had a feeling he might have been pushing the car and using the tires up a little bit more than I was. I don't know if that was definitely the case, but it seemed like it might have been. And where I was just really kind of working on just taking it easy, managing my pace, not trying to kill the tires. Cause I knew early on in practice and such that this was speed wise, I was dialed this week, really in the zone.
Well, it definitely showed tonight as you were running hot laps. I think you had the fastest lap of the night. You went purple and everything this evening, so you definitely showed the speed. Let's talk a little bit the Isaac incident. Was that as we like to say, Code Brown moment for you, or was it like, oh boy, just trying to get as low as you could to miss him?
At first, it was funny. So the few laps before that, I noticed I was closing in a lot, and I was like, in my head, I was wondering, I wonder if he's cooked up the tires a bit, and if he might end up having a problem here soon. And then sure enough, I see him go into the barrier, and I'm like, well, I guess that answers that. And I'm seeing my opportunity to get back to the lead. And then as soon as I'm like, all right, we're getting back to the lead, I'm about to get killed. I'm like, oh no.
Well, did you?
And that was really close.
I was gonna say,
it
did
was
you?
definitely a scary moment
Sorry,
at that
Eric.
point.
Didn't mean to cut you off like that, but I was gonna say, did
Oh,
you
you're
feel the? Did you feel on the car the front cone hit the car?
I thought I felt a little bit of something.
Yeah,
your
because
car showed damage. Yeah, in the sim, your car showed damage and then it snapped back.
Yeah, I had a feeling that might have been the case. I don't know if it was a netcode hit on my end because the car was fine on my end. So I don't know if there was a little bit of netcode there or if I just got really lucky.
Well, you had a great day. I mean, you almost hit for the cycle. You got the pole. You got the fast lap. You got the win. You just didn't lead every single lap. Oh, well, you can't be perfect, but darn, that's still a pretty good day.
Hey, I didn't lead every lap, which, hey, that's not that big of a deal, but it would have been cool to do. But you know what? I did do something else cool. I did a spin to win. Those are always fun.
Oh, very true. He did pull a Sullivan back there on in the fountain section. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You did do the 360 out there on those cold tires. Just surprise you and just come around?
Yeah, that one really shocked me. I was expecting that more to be a thing on the blacks, but I was really caught out by that one, especially there. I hadn't really had a problem with that in all my practice, and sure enough, it bit me there. But I got really lucky to not hit anything, and Joe behind just kind of parked it and let me get going, which was huge help because as soon as I spun, I knew he was real close, and I was like, oh man, this is about to be it. I'm about to get clobbered. But he was real heads up and just sat there, and luckily no one else was coming.
Well, you did your part tonight. Congratulations on your second career win, first of the season. This time you got it out of the way in race number 2. So nice job. Send shout out to whoever you'd like to.
Yeah, big shout out to Chris Lewis and TI Racing. It's good to get a win in the team car and representing the league and all that. It's cool to do that, and it's really cool to be a part of this team. I've never been on a team like this, all kind of official and stuff. It's a game, but it's cool to have someone that believes in your capabilities to get them results. So it's really cool to be here.
Do I need to say my slogan for the first time ever before I go off the air?
I don't know. That's up to you.
It's not just a game. It's iRacing. Come on. But no, nice job, man. Nice job out there tonight.
Chris Lewis, the master motivator.
I love Eric. He's one of my best guys, and couldn't be happier to have him on my team. So
let me ask the Indiana guys here. Is it always nice when an Indiana resident or that wins up in Detroit? When I think about the old Indiana-Detroit rivalries in basketball and stuff.
Oh, we're talking Pacers and Pistons. You know what? I am happy anytime I see a Club Indiana guy win, period.
Okay, fair enough.
Just period.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree with that. Always cool to see someone from the home state.
What about a guy that's still in the Indiana club that lives in Georgia? Would that be cool? Just a thought.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
That's cool with me.
All right, then I could still technically have a cool win on my future. That'd be nice. But hey, nice job, Eric, and one of these days I'll change clubs, I guess. Nice job, Eric. Congratulations on your win, Chris. Nice job. Obviously, you got 2 really good drivers. I know you got to be proud because I was saying during the broadcast to Gary, I think this is the first time in the 2.5 seasons I have not said LMCgear.com is leading the points in the team.
yeah, we're kind of proud of that. That's kind of the goal this year is to take Jim away from his crown. He's been showing off a little too much, and I got the 2 best guys to do it. So.
Well, there you go. Nice job tonight. I'm sure you'll have to go talk to Isaac, cool him down a little bit. I'm sure he's a little disappointed in himself tonight. But
yeah.
Nice job to you guys, and keep up the good work. We'll see you next week on the Oval. Was it Pocono, I think?
Auto Club.
Auto Club. Oh, all right. Auto Club. We'll go to.
First jewel.
All right. That's our winner, Eric O'Connor, and team owner Chris Lewis joining us here as we'll get them out, and we'll bring in Ed Kerstetter, of course, to the booth here and let him talk to us a little bit about his phenomenal race as they moved themselves. That actually helps me out a ton. I'm actually having fun during the interviews. I don't know if you're seeing it on the screen, but I was able to highlight some things for Eric O'Connor.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
This is something that
If we had like
the telemetry allows me, but I've been working on it and having a little fun here. And since I figured I'd be a little creative since we had a little bit of a rough time again tonight. But the man that actually has helped me throughout this the last couple weeks, Ed Kerstetter. Congratulations, Ed, on a second place run. You now have a 1.5 average in the season.
Thanks, Chris. Kind of got a little lucky there. What happened to Cohen Evans?
He wrecked actually over in the fountain section.
Oh, gotcha. That's unfortunate because I messed up my opportunity there and was surprised when it flipped me from third to second. So sorry for Cohen there. That sucks, but good racing him, and congrats to Eric. He was in another zone. Obviously being fixed setups, the car had the pace. The driver was just being a little chicken. I wasn't able to run those speeds those guys, Eric and Isaac were.
Yeah, sometimes you got to be a chicken to have the good run. As they say, the slower you go, sometimes the faster you go when it's all over with. But let's talk about the incident. Unfortunately, you were a part of. Alex Van de Santa has had one rough season so far. He had a rough time tonight and just lost it in front of you. It looked like he had nowhere to go.
Oh, yeah. I think he was just trying to get out of the way, and those bumps on that corner are so bad that I think he tried pulling to the inside to let me go around the outside, and it just came around on him, and I chose the wrong direction. So just unfortunate, just how it is at Detroit with how bumpy it is, again, I think he was just getting out of the way. So sorry for him for looping it, trying to do something good.
Well, Ed, it's going to be a good points night for you. Obviously, you were the point leader by winning last week in Long Beach, and now tonight here at Detroit, you finished second. So you're going to have a pretty good-sized lead going into our first oval race at Auto Club Speedway next week and our first Captain TV Crown Jewel. Obviously, what happened?
I got a question for him, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, get your lead in here when we talk about the oval, because I got a question for him about the oval.
Oh, fair enough. But no, I was just going to say, at least Ed, that's got to make you feel good knowing that you go back to last season. I mentioned this last week. You had the one rough race in your debut, but you were still running well. But you have had 5 or 6 consecutive great runs going or completed, counting tonight.
Yeah, good to check off the 2 probably most technical tracks, at least the most punishing if you mess up with a first and a second. So I don't know about the ovals. I haven't really run fixed setup ovals very much, so it will be at least in IndyCar. Modifieds, yes, no, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. 'Cause, yeah, I think all last year, I think it was just road races, so I don't think I've run with these guys in an oval. So it'll be interesting. It's nice to go in with a little bit of a buffer, I think.
That is Ed's generous way of telling me he's finished first, second, and third in all the broadcasts I have done so far with Ed involved in the race. But you had a question, Gary.
Yeah, so you had sporting the Andy Evans Team Scandia Royal Purple livery from the old IRL. Might we see something else from the Team Scandia livery possibly for Auto Club? Maybe the old Navy one or something like that?
I'll have to check it out. I have to talk to my son first, though. He's 4, and he loves the color purple, and that's one of the reasons I decided to run the livery. So I need to get clearance from him, but as long as he's okay with it, maybe I'll bribe him with some ice cream or something. I think maybe we can go run that scheme.
Well, if that's the case, and he likes the purple and that particular color combination, let's show him Buddy Lazier's car from 96 500. It's almost identical, not quite, and I like Buddy Lazier, so I'm partial to him. So it'll be cool to see someone sport his car, certainly in an oval race. But I'll.
I'll all down for that. Yeah, maybe we can get together afterward. You can send me a link.
Yeah, you got it. I'll send you some pictures, and maybe we can bribe the little boy into making a decision that we prefer.
Oh, good.
All right, thanks a lot. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thanks, Gary.
Yeah, go ahead and send shout outs, by the way, whoever you want to, Ed.
Oh, sure. Shout out, as always, my sister, Britta, and her husband, Yuli. And I actually just had a baby earlier this week.
Whoa!
So, yeah, right. Third boy. So, Benjamin. And so, again, thanks to my lovely wife for letting me race 4 days postpartum. So,
wow.
She's fantastic.
She is a saint.
She is.
Put her on so we can interview her sometime.
Will do.
Well, Ed, nice job out there finishing second tonight. Congrats on the birth of your new child. We wish the family the best, honestly, in that situation and stuff. And we will see you next week, Auto Club Speedway. And so far, 3 broadcasts on Captain TV. You have finished third, first, and second.
Pretty good. Can't complain much about that. Thanks, guys. Hopefully those technical issues were resolved from last week, and I'm looking forward to go back and listen to the broadcast.
We're slowly making progress. The issues with the locking up the stream is fixed. I think now what we need to work on, and we'll talk off the air, but I think it's now more the adjustment to the new damage model. So,
okay, let me know. I'll be around. Let me know how I can help.
Absolutely. Appreciate Ed. Ed helping us out, being a good team player there. Appreciate him joining us. And is Forsyth around? I don't see. Is Forsyth up here waiting on me? Did Craig like bail on us and not want to talk to us tonight? Where is Craig?
I know that he finished third, although the official race standings say Cohen Evans third, Forsyth fourth. So I'm confused.
Wow. Let's see what iRacing says. It does say Cohen third. Oh, here. Yeah. Well, we'll just poke Cohen out if Cohen even wants to talk to us. Let's see. Cohen might not want to talk to us. We'll bring Cohen up here. Cohen, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, I do.
Well, the iRacing has you third. We got you sixth. So somewhere in there, you finished 4th and a half. So congratulations. Either way. You had a good run. You made a mistake, obviously, in the fountain. Just talk about what happened there and what led to that event.
Yeah, so a couple laps before that, Ed was tracking me down, closing the gap lap by lap. And then he ended up spinning, and then so I had plenty of breathing room, and I should have just let off. But instead, I kind of had a little loss in concentration, just trying to bring it home, and lost the rear right into the wall.
You know, that's something that I think is one of the most overrated things in racing, is when you're coming to the finish or in any kind of situation, if your lap's down and that kind of thing, where you kind of can lapse really easily in your focus and can cause issues. And I guess I'm kind of asking this question to you, Cohen, but at the same time, I'm kind of making a statement out of it. It is so easy to do when you're in this moment. I mean, you're sitting there a minute back. You know, you're way back from O'Connor. You're obviously going to finish second because you're 18 seconds ahead of Kerstetter. So it's just like that one lack of focus, and all of a sudden, bam.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I was just making sure I had enough fuel and stuff, and all of a sudden I'm in the wall. Yeah, I'm lucky I somehow finished third according to iRacing and my teammates, even though I thought it was more like sixth according to the relatives. So I'm still a little confused about that too.
Well, the relative's not been 100% tonight, so let's just put it like that. So I would go off iRacing. It kind of knows more than the relative does, but either way, still a good run for you tonight. I know you got to be looking forward to Auto Club Speedway next week, the first Triple Crown event. Obviously getting these first 2 street circuits out of the way before we hit the permanent road courses.
Yeah, these ovals are kind of a wild card. You never know who's going to be fast. You may have someone who's never raced in this league, and they just show up and come win. They're a bit more of a wild card than these street courses, even.
Well, we hope you do. Okay.
That was kind of the case of what happened at Homestead last year. So hopefully, being that it's a crown jewel event, we'll have a very full field, a lot of viewers, and you're not so bad on the ovals yourself. So I suspect that we'll probably see you up at the top.
Yeah, but you never know. I haven't raced an oval with these new tires yet, so I'm gonna have to do some learning myself.
It can be a challenge.
Well, Cohen, nice job out there. Send shout out to whoever you'd like to, buddy.
I'll shout out Chris, Jim, Isaac, even all the admins who helped put this on and figure out the setups. There's a bit of confusion coming into tonight, so I'm glad they sorted it out just in time.
Well, great job tonight, Cohen. Sorry about what happened there at the end, but you still got a decent points night tonight, and we'll see you next week in the old Hotel California.
Yep.
Absolutely. Cohen Evans. I've stayed at the Hotel California before, by the way. Finishing in the third position tonight. I'm sure he's disappointed in himself. Such a lovely place, by the way. All right, so let's go. If I can get this to work with me, we're going to go all the way back to, it should be right here in the race. You'll see it pull up here on the screen, I hope. Work with me. It's in the scenic camera, so let's go to TV1. Here's when Isaac Morris is leading the race. And I'm going to pause it here. Actually, I'm going to hit the stop button. Right there is when it happens. And for the second straight week, we didn't get to throw it out there, but of course we're going to get to do it here this evening. I just want to make sure I get them taken care of here with the sponsorship. I'm going to pull my screen down. But Happy Trails, of course, the proud sponsor of the spicy overtake of the race. And we are actually going to shrink this down and put it over here in the side of the screen. Bada bing. Just like that. Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. And the spicy overtake of the race goes to, well, in this case, Eric O'Connor. And this is actually not the wreck that, this was not the wreck, but this is actually, I think, was the start of the demise for the second part of the demise. I apologize. I thought I had the right wreck. Give me a second. I'll get the right wreck, I think.
While you get there,
There's the big wreck.
Real quick,
go ahead.
Just looking at the points, Ed is going to capitalize on this time, big time, over Isaac, who was second. Isaac might fall as far as fourth in the standings. It all depends on how it shakes out. Caleb had Caleb the champ, man. That's what champions do. Is they just persist and overcome. He had a problem earlier in the race. It looked like he was done for the race. Somehow his crew repaired the car. He went from way back to a top 10, 7th place finish. That's the type of drive that wins you repeat championships. Eric O'Connor wins the race, of course. He's 4th in the championship, so he could move up. Matt Houston had a good race, finishing 6th. He's in the top 10. He's going to move up. Dakota's going to move up. So the driver standings are looking to be shaken up a little bit after this race. And, of course, they will be all published on the Discord server. And then, of course, next week everybody can check out the updated stats when we broadcast from Auto Club.
So there you go. You saw it right there on the screen. I got it right the second time, but the spicy overtake of the race, Isaac Morris, unfortunately, whacking the barrier. And you know what? This is going to be a question I'm going to ask Isaac off the air, and I'm going to bring this up as you see this again, Gary. You wonder if Isaac hit the brake out of instinct, knowing his teammate was coming, and kind of sacrificed, knowing he just wrecked and was done, and stops himself and allows him to sneak through there.
Well, it would be proper etiquette if he did, known as teammates behind him. And, of course, as far as he knows, he might have only lost, part of a nose or part of a wing, and that's a repairable job in the pits. If you put your foot on the brake and prevent someone from broadside you, well, that's going to save you a potential finish, which it almost did until, unfortunately, ran into a little unluckiness right before the finish there and finished 14th.
There you go. So that is your Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. Spicy overtake of the race. Last week, Ed Kerstetter taking advantage of Isaac Morris having an issue with the wall. Tonight, Eric O'Connor taking advantage of Isaac Morris hitting the wall. That's your spicy overtake of the race with Happy Trails chili seasoning mix. All right. So once again, before we get off the air, I do want to send a shout out to everybody watching tonight. I appreciate everybody being patient with me. There's been obviously some changes with what I've done. I'm actually using a different OBS system this week. I've been using it all week, basically, and it's worked flawlessly for me. It's helped. I've dropped my settings down to 720 instead of 1080 to help speed up the computer a little bit. Put some updated drives in here, thanks to Ed Kerstetter helping me out with that. The biggest issue I think we're running into now is this new damage model. And the reason why I bring this up is this new damage model is it eats a lot of the computer. A lot of the CPU and GPU. It has affected me in the ARCA cars when I've tried to race those things, and I think it's affecting me now in the Indy car And now here I'm streaming an IndyCar race, and as you see, it's slowing down things on the computer side. So I think what I'm going to do this week is work on some setting adjustments in the car so that it might not be as polished when you see it on the screen, but at least you'll be able to watch it. It shouldn't be much difference actually for you, but just want to bring that up to the viewers tonight. And but either way, we're going to work on it. I've already started a savings budget by the end of this, hopefully by the end of summer. My goal is to either have a rebuilt computer or a upgraded drive sitting here, and we can really put the show on the road with this. So just bear with me and continue patience. And as you know, I work hard, and it angers me when I sit here and I'm not able to put a good stream on for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that tonight. But all right, enough about that. Gary, appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you. And
pleasure to be here.
Go work hard this week. I know you got a race in Martinsville. Just remember, easy in, hard out. Best advice I can give you when it comes out of that. So best of luck on that. Thank you, viewers, for watching tonight. Thanks to Raceverse for sponsoring tonight's Raceverse Grand Prix at Detroit. Make sure you check out raceverse.com. And shout out to Matt Houston and Caleb Bensi and the whole team. But Raceverse, there you can see their logo and all their YouTube broadcasts. They do a fantastic job over there. And yeah, big shout out to them and Gary, who also helps them out also. So, Gary, before we go, final words, my friend.
Looks like a big points day for Raceverse. Some shook up the standings, so it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to an oval next, which is always exciting. It's the first jewel of the Triple Crown. I am super excited to have that part of the be a part of that event. So I thank everyone for watching. Hope everyone's healthy. Happy New Year, even though we're about a week into it or so. And thanks to you for having me be a part of the broadcast. Follow me on Twitter at Gary Gazzo. Other than that, guys, have a great night, and we'll catch you here in a couple weeks.
There you go. Well said, my friend. Well said. And then let's go home, and I'm just ready to.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to go relax. That's what kind of day it's been. But
you earned it. You earned it.
I know, right? All right. Remember, it's not just a game. It's iRacing. See ya.